4 divided by a half. Some of you would predict, most of you I think would predict the answer is 2. In your calculator, go ahead, 4 divided by a half. And you will see the answer is not 2. Not 2, but, yep, 8. So here's what I'm going to ask you. What could you do here to get an answer of 8? How could I change things around to get an answer of 8 there? And you guys can get crazy if you want, whatever you want to do. How, using the 4 and the 1/2, what could I do to get an answer of 8? Carol, what do you got? So you want me to keep the 4 where it is, right? You want me to flip this? And how do I get an 8 from that then? Everyone agree? That's exactly what we're going to do today. Exactly. You're going to keep the numerator the same, flip the denominator, and change the division to multiplication. That's how we're going to divide today. And then from there, you guys multiplied for what? All yesterday, correct? Same thing. The only thing at the beginning now you have to do, keep the numerator the same, flip the denominator. Let's take a look at that first problem right there. Divide those fractions. Well, you're not doing anything yet. Do not do anything yet. You see division. I keep the first one and do what to the second? Flip the second. So 15 x to the 4th, y to the 3rd, all over 25x. I am flipping the second one. So 5x squared on top, 6y on the bottom, and I'm going to change that division to multiplication. And voila, it turns into what we worked on yesterday. Yes, Caitlin? So this is like multiplying. Correct. I hate that. I don't know. Is that what you grew up on? Skip, flip. I hate any little quirky things like that. No. Skip. What was the other? Keep, change. I've heard too. Skip, flip, multiply. Yeah, great. All right, here you go. Remember how we did these yesterday? We do not cross out. We multiply first. We reduce at the end. Multiply first, reduce at the end. So what do you get? 15 times 5? 75. How many x's do you have on top? 6 of them. How many y's do you have on top? 3 of them, yep. Same thing we did yesterday. I'm going to reduce at the end. 25 times 6, 150. How many x's? And how many y's? All right, now you guys can reduce. Remember, your calculator will do 75 over 150 for you. The convert, yeah, you do have yours on you? Yeah. Bless you. So I'm just going to look for somebody's help. 20 in the house today? Okay, what do I end up with here?
1/2 x to the y.
There we go. Any issues with that one? Going? Try that next one on your own or with people around you. Go right ahead. Example 2. You're dividing. Remember to flip the second fraction and multiply. Let's see what you guys come up with. Just make sure you're being neat because look, you got a B, a C, an X, and a Y all in the same problem. Be neat. Bless you. We going for 3? 3-bagger? Come on, you can do it. I got faith in you. I got faith. You got 10, 29 more minutes. Getting sick, allergies, which comes to my next point, because I'm glad you said that. Allergies are fake. I 100% believe they're fake. Fake. Oh, the tree pollen up here is just so great. Okay. The mold, oh, it's such an all-time high. Look at this mold out here. Oh, my nose is running all over the place. No, it's just you have a runny nose. It has nothing to do with the pollen or the mold count. You don't believe me, Emma? You don't believe me? It's so dusty. No, you just had to sneeze. There just happened to be dust in the area. I don't know what else to tell you. What's that? I sneeze all the time and there's no dust. And I'm not blaming it on the pollen count either, you know. I'm allergic to air. Okay. Good job. There's a lot of things you'll learn sooner or later here. That's one thing about me. 27. Who's 27? Hi, Hunter. Do you think you got a final answer here for me? And then we'll critique you. We'll either clap or boo for you. Well, Marco's clapping, which isn't really... Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Yep. Everyone else, we're good? Okay. Next thing as we go through here, my top 5 pet peeves. Number 1, without a doubt, is when some able-bodied person hits the handicap button to open doors and walks out. It drives me insane. There's no need for you to hit the button. You're okay. That's borderline because I have 2 little girls, so I do push a lot of strollers, so I understand that, but I would still not hitting it. I don't care. Cut both of my legs off. It doesn't matter. I'm never hitting that button. But I'm just saying, watching kids just get lazy and then press the button and walk through, it drives me insane. Insane. Next one. Now you see addition and subtraction, right? So we have in our minds now we're thinking factor before I cross out anything. But even before you factor, flip it. Flip the second. We flip the second. All right, I need somebody. Let me know what I could factor up here because I cannot factor all 4 of them. 2. What can I factor up here? Or what would you like to factor, Olivia? Go ahead. What do you got for me?
X minus 10 and then X plus 10.
Got it. Okay, there should be one other one up here you could factor. And 12, where is it? I got 3, I got X plus 10, and I got 12X minus 120. There's one more I can factor. Okay, what do you want to do with that one? Yep. X minus 10. That's the only thing I can factor. Okay, now you're looking to simplify anything that's being multiplied. 22, what do you want me to simplify? 22 anywhere in the house? Hi, Fiona, how are you?
X minus 10.
Yep.
And X plus
And that's okay. Ready, Fiona? What are you left with on top? Over. Okay, that's my point I was trying to get at yesterday. Who cares if you don't simplify everything at first? I don't care. All right, I'm not grading you on that. It's the fact that your final answer is totally simplified. So that should be 1/4. Okay, questions? Number 2 on my list. And I'm hoping some of you don't fall into this category because I'm going to feel bad. The kid you see in the hallway with crutches that obviously doesn't need it. Just walking with crutches. Fine. You know who I'm talking about. You've probably seen that, yes? The kid's walking with crutches, totally fine, totally fine. Literally, if I came up and just swiped it right away, he would just keep on walking straight with no problem. All right, we've seen that kid? Okay. So next time you see that kid, think of me because it's unbelievable. Kick his crutch out and just watch him keep on going. Okay. Ooh, that's out of the top 5, but definitely in the top 10. The kid that's going to the airport, even though he's in school, yeah, that kid, yep. Yeah, that's probably in the top 10. Yep. Right behind that kid is probably the pajama pants kid who has no respect for himself at all. He's just given up on life. Don't go out in public with the pajama pants. All right. I just think of, I don't know. I just label you a certain way if I see you in pajama pants. You just couldn't put on like sweats or fine or jeans or something. If you're out in public, especially school with pajama pants, you just have given up in life. Okay, that's how I view you. All right. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. All right. You try. Here we go. Divide those 2 on your own. I'll write the final answer up here. Once I see everyone's good to go and you got the final answer, we'll get to some Regents review problems. Again, I know you guys want to factor right away with everything. Make sure you flip when you divide. Make sure you flip. Okay, so back to the June 2015 Regents, number 1. Okay, 110N plus 900. N is the number of times the commercial is aired. What's the N paired with in the equation? The N is paired with the 110. Okay, so according to here, let's see, the commercial costs $0 to proof, 100 per airing up to $900. I don't think so. I'm just going to ask you guys. You guys can read through this. This is the first question. I don't think it's too bad. All right, here we go. And you guys can ask questions off of it. 14, read through those at all? I don't want you to read it to the class, but I want you to think I would like to know what you think the 110 and the 900 would represent.
900 is like the amount that it costs to make.
So no matter how many times I air it, I got to pay $900. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about the 110 then?
The 110 is every time it's aired.
So which choice would be the one you're talking about here?
3.
Choice 3. Okay. Anybody want to fight for anything else up there? This is backwards too. This one you're just adding and you can't add them together. So are we okay there? Okay, next up. Number 3. Something you did with me here. Make me proud here. Something you did with me. Area of a rectangle, x to the 4th minus 9y squared. That's length times width. So what must have been the length and the width? This is just a fancy way of saying, what would I like you to do to x to the 4th minus 9y squared? Factor it. All right, factor it. All right, factor x to the 4th minus 9y squared. We shouldn't even need multiple choices. 5. Well, calm down. All right. 4, 9. y squared. What do you know about all those, Emily? They're all perfect squares and you're subtracting. So what method am I going to do here? What method are you pulling out? DOPS, difference of two perfect squares. So x to the fourth, take care of it. That's going to change into and x squared. And what about 9? 3y and 3y. And what do you remember the signs for difference of two perfect squares? Always opposite. Yep. So that's how it ends up being choice 2. Are we okay there factoring? Hopefully we're on our factoring game at this point in the year. Thanks, Emily. 14, yeah. Which one has the largest maximum? Which one has the largest maximum? All right, here we go. Oh, boy, 27. 27. Hi, Hunter. I'm going to go out of order here. Can you pick the maximum for number 2? 9 over here. Everyone see it's 9. Maybe, probably something in between 9, maybe. All right, but definitely the max is around 9. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, need some help. 26. 26. What's the maximum for this graph in choice 4? And remember, when we say maximum, I'm looking for the y value, not the x value. I'm looking for the y value. Around what? About what? About 4.5. That's what I have too. Yep. But we know that's not going to be the answer, right? Because we're looking for the largest one. Ooh, now we get to choices 1 and 3. 18. Where's 18? Okay. I would, some of you guys maybe try to double distribute. What do you have all in front of you right now that I told you about 16 points is going to come from? Calculator. So everyone, let's go to our calculator. And hey, when you plug this into your you don't need to fix it. Plug it just as is into your calculator right now and look at the graph. So you do that, Tom, and you let me know once it's graphed what the maximum would be. Around what? There's the graph. Yep, maximum. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6. Everyone agree? All right, so that's not going to be my answer. So the max is 6 here. How can you find the max for the final choice, which is choice 3? Here you go, 6. Suggestions on how I could find that max. 6 is same thing I did for choice 1. So go ahead, graph number 3, please, and let me know where the max is around. And if you can't, hey, this may happen. What if I can't see the max on the graph? Well, you could change. I don't want to get into changing the window, but where could I go to find all the values? Into your table. And I could look at your table again and see the max. So when you're ready there, Gavin, let me know when the max is around for number 3. Find it? Let's go here. One jab. Find the max. So about 11? Okay, that's fine because obviously that's going to be bigger than the other 3 we have. Okay, you're definitely not going to say 9. What's your deal? You didn't get 11? Oh boy, go back to your y equals. Ready? Negative 5x squared minus 12x plus 4. One jab. Know how to use your calculator back there. We good back there now? She all right, Brianna? Okay. Everyone else all right? Whew. Oh, 21. All right, a student solved that equation. Here's their steps. Here's where they are right now. Quick question, even though this is not part of it. How did they go from that first step here to that second step? What did they do? They divided everything by 4. Okay, now we're at this step right here. What would you do right now at this step? And the answer is not do 3x minus 1 times 3x minus 1. That's not happening. Okay, what is the next step to solve for x? Right. Am I on a different one? Okay, I have the pen. So calm down. Oh, boy. See, now everything's rattled. You just stopped everything. The whole time continuum. Gavin, give me a number. 23. Where's 23? Hi, Callie. Ready? What would you do, Callie, for the next step to solve for x? Darn right you would. And when you do the square root, what's left on the left side? Oh, left side. What happens here? Good. The square just drops. And on the right side, you're going to get plus or minus 5. Got it. Yep. Okay. Questions, comments? All right, next up. What do we got here? Whoa, boy, 32. We're out of the multiple choice zone. We're into the show your work zone. All right, little landscaper, rectangular flower bed. The width is half the length and the area is 34. Solve an equation for the width. All right, we got to get I got to get a picture here. See what this sucker looks like. Good. Let's see, what is it? The width is half the length. Okay. So what do you want to call the length then? Okay, let's call the x the length. And I'm going to call on somebody right now. How can you express what the width would be then? 27? Width is half of the length. So if x is the length, how do you represent half of that? 1/2. Well, why you don't introduce a new variable? All right, just 1/2 of x is going to be equal to the width. Are we okay? Now, could you go ahead? Okay, Matt, go ahead. Steal my thunder. Oh, yes, you can. That's fine. I thought somebody was going to say, could you call the width x and the length 2x? Yes, you could. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. Okay. Area is 34. Area is 34. How do you find the area of any rectangle? Hunter, give me a number. 1. So times height. Well, calm down back there, Rico. All right, calm down.
No, because that's volume. So
Okay, so which are the length and the width here, Jack? X times equals, which is?
34.
There you go. So I'm going to ask you guys to help me solve this now. Length times width equals 34. Did we get that number? 15. 15. I'm ready. X times half x. Right? Multiply the numbers. Half times 1. Half. And x times x. Not 2x. X squared. You okay there? Okay, everyone else all right? That's 1/2 x squared equals 34. Remember, I'm solving for x now. Get the x by itself for me. Get the x by itself. Need some help. How do you want to get that x by itself? 24? How do you want to get that x by itself? Multiply both sides by 2 or divide each side by a half, whatever floats your boat. Multiply both sides by 2. So I end up with x squared equal to 68. All right, we got a couple more steps remaining. Xavier, need a... Yes. Which one? 16?
Yeah.
Thanks, babe. What do you want to do on both sides?
Square root.
Right? Get rid of the squared. I got to square root both sides. So x is going to be equal to... Okay, yes, plus or minus, but do I need to worry about the minus part? Why not? They can't have a negative length, correct. All right, can't have a negative length. So what are you guys getting? I want to write a couple down here. About 8.2. Keep going with me.
6, 2, 1.
Okay. Can anybody go back, reread the problem? What was I asked to find? Matt? The width. What did I just find by finding x? We had the length for that. So that's not my final answer. What do I have to do to that 8.24621? Cut it in half or multiply by 1/2. Divide by 2 or multiply by a half. Yep. Okay, so the width is going to be 8.24621 divided by 2. And make sure to look up, there are rounding directions. There are rounding directions. It asks you to go to the nearest tenth. 1, nearest tenth there, Jack.
4.1.
Yep. Now we're talking feet, 4.1 feet. All right. Anything you want to ask about that? Well, that was, you had to set it up correctly and then solve it correctly, right? And at the end, make sure I was solving for the length and I needed the width. There's going to be some tricks here we got to watch out for, some traps. And I think about it for today. Okay. Beginning of class tomorrow, bring all your questions that you have. I'll go over a couple more tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be all Regents review. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to give you your take home, which you'll do at home over the weekend. And then we're going to do a bunch of Regents questions on Friday. And also feel free to stop in at any time.